Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm ACated and this is my build. So this video is going to be a long one because I'm going to be building a lot of row houses, so they're kind of all very different and they all have their own rooms and interiors and exteriors and all that stuff. So it's gonna take a bit of time to complete. At some point, I sort of just cut out like the entirety of me furnishing the interiors. Well, not really furnishing, more like giving like the baseline of the interiors, but I cut out a lot of it. So the first row house is actually fully filmed, but the rest of them are not fully filmed. So I'll point that out when that comes around. So I'll be splitting this video into two parts. So the first part is the one that you're seeing right now, the speed build, and then the second part will be the showcase, which I have at the end of my speed builds, all two of them. But yeah, that's going to be posted right after this, so don't worry, it's going to be on the same day. You can just go watch this one and then watch the next one right after. Okay, well, with that out of the way, let's just talk about this build now. So I was sort of inspired by San Francisco row houses, which San Sequoia is a perfect world for that. I think this lot is a really good place for that since it's really long. And it's like, I feel like it has a nice view of everything. Like it has a nice view of the park and a nice view of like the water and stuff. Sort of reminds me of the Painted Ladies since they're across the street from a park, so it's kind of similar to that. Of course, these don't really look like the Painted Ladies, they kind of look more generic, I guess, but I don't know, I think they look nice. I was trying to give each of them their own unique appearances and exteriors and sort of personalities, if you will. So even though they sort of all look the same in some way, they all have very similar designs. I tried to distinct them as much as possible with like their colors and their shapes and decorations, anything else I could add. So for these houses, I sort of had an idea of what kind of Sims might live there, more than my other build, which was that Mediterranean house. I didn't really have any sort of premonition of what kind of person might live there. I was just adding things in. But for this one, I had some sort of ideas, so I'll talk about them once we get to each row house. I think for two of them, I already had families made for them. Not specifically for them, I made the rose houses for those families since I thought that they would need a place to live. For the rest of them, I don't already have Sims for them. I sort of just made up Sims that could live there hypothetically. So I don't know, maybe I might make those Sims if you're interested in that. If you didn't watch my last video, I kind of talked about different ideas that might be plausible. So yeah, if you want to see those ideas, just comment down below and I will definitely look at them. Like I said in the last video, I am in no position to ignore any comments since I am not expecting anyone to be watching this right now. Anyways, you've probably been looking at the screen, maybe, so you've been seeing me decorating all the houses and stuff. So yeah, as you can see, I was trying to make them very unique, very distinct. I was sort of inspired by different types of houses in San Francisco. So there's different types of row houses that they kind of look very similar, but they have their own differences. Like there's some that look a little bit more like simplified, or some that look more ornate and elaborate and have different colors and different all sorts of things. I wasn't really using any reference pictures for these. I was sort of just going off of memory and just things that I've seen in San Francisco. I really like it because it has a lot of really cool designs and stuff to work with, and I feel like in The Sims you could very much do a lot of those designs since there's a lot of windows and decorations that sort of apply to Victorian types of houses. Not even just Victorian, just like other types of houses that you might see in San Francisco. So it's very cool that we have San Sequoia for that. I think San Sequoia, it doesn't really look a lot like San Francisco in my opinion. It looks sort of like a suburb, I guess, but it doesn't really look like San Francisco. Like there's no row houses or anything. It just looks very much like suburban. I would have thought that the Sims team would make San Francisco a little bit more accurately, or just, I guess, better, just because they're based in the Bay Area. I mean, I do like San Sequoia. It's a nice world. It's very suburban, and it does remind me of the Bay Area. It just doesn't feel like San Francisco specifically. I mean, that's fine though. Maybe they're trying to do something new, and I get what they're doing because it's suburban. And it's like, oh, it's we're growing together, where it's all the family stuff, and I guess that makes sense. It would have been cool though if they switched the worlds for Rent and Growing Together. So then for Rent would have been the San Francisco world, and then Growing Together would have been the Southeast Asian world. I feel like they would have been not better per se, but I feel like that would have been an interesting combination, and maybe San Sequoia would have looked a little bit more urban and more dense like a city and less like a suburban area if they did that, because then there would be more apartments and stuff. Anyways, let's talk about the build here. So this is the inside of one of the row houses, and I think this is one of the row houses that I actually had a sim family already made for it. So essentially, it's a family of two parents and one young child. So I wanted to make the house seem to like match their personalities and also like the storyline and stuff. You definitely haven't seen it yet just because I've only posted 2 videos, but I do play The Sims a lot and I do also do gameplay on top of building. So I do have like storylines and stuff, which I'm also going to be posting gameplay videos on this channel too, so keep an eye out for that. So this Sims family is supposed to be from Tomarang, so that's why I tried to add a little bit of Tomarang influence in this build. So there's lots of things from For Rent that I use. I mean, I didn't just use For Rent for just this part. I also used it because this is a residential rental, so it's like you kind of do need this for this build. Speaking about packs, I forgot how many packs I used. I think I used quite a few packs, but I'm not really sure. I think it was definitely more than my other builds, but I could be wrong. I definitely tried to limit the amount of packs so then more people could download this build, since I always hate it when there's like all these really cool builds on the Sims gallery, but then they use like a trillion packs and then I can't download it because there's like a few things that I don't have. I mean, I do have a lot of the packs now, but sometimes it's like one or two things and it's kind of annoying because it's just like you go into the build and everything looks sort of complete, but then there's like one or two things missing or there's like one wallpaper missing and I'm just like, oh my god, like it's, I don't know. It's just those little things that just get to you, I guess. Yeah, but that's why I try to do limited packs builds. I'm not going to be doing that all the time, of course. I think I mentioned that in my last video, but for these ones, I am doing limited packs. I definitely use Growing Together and For Rent for this build, and then I also think I use Get Together for the pillars. Well, not for the pillars, but I remember I use those pillars because they're really useful, and I use them in this build, so it uses Get Together. I don't know how many other packs I may have used, so if I spot any, I'll point them out, just like I did in my last video. Speaking of my last video, if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. You should go watch it. Yeah. Anyways, now that you've watched my last video and my other video before that, we're moving on to the upstairs. So yeah, I'm just moving things around and getting the floor plan done. As you can see here, sort of just bouncing around, I guess. Yeah, because there was a cut there, so yeah, there's lots of cuts here just because I'm trying to cut out some unimportant parts. Yeah, so there's the bathroom. I was trying to fit a lot of stuff in the bathroom, but I don't think I could have. Those 2x2 bathrooms are really hard to fit things in, and you definitely can't really fit like a shower and a toilet and a sink into it. So I had to make do with what I had. Sometimes you just can't have a shower, and that's okay. Anyways, here's another bathroom, and then here's not another bathroom, we just moved on. Great. These are carpets, and they're very useful for being carpets. Anyways, for this I'm adding more decorations and stuff, and then finally we're moving on to the parents' bedroom. So the parents' bedroom, I was trying to like make it sort of like teal inspired, like that greenish bluish color. I added some influence from For Rent in the room, so there's probably some paintings or decorations or something like that that are from For Rent. I also remember I added like a little teapot thing in the on that table right there, and I kind of get rid of it because it wasn't from any of the packs that I was supposed to use for this build. I thought it was nice because it's like, oh, you can have a little tea in the morning and you just like sit there. But nope, I guess I can't because I have to use limited packs. Instead, I use that one tea set from the base game. I think I don't. There's multiple tea sets, but there's this one tea set that's fake. But yeah, I put that there so you can pretend to have tea. I mean, if you have my wedding stories, you can just put the tea set back if you really want to use it. So no big deal. I'm probably gonna put it back if I use this build for anything. Anyways, this room is supposed to be the child's room, so it's supposed to be a child sim, and it's their son, the son of the family that lives here, obviously. And yeah, I was inspired by the color green, kind of, sort of just like to have different things around, different things that kind of remind me of like adventure or like I don't know, just like child stuff. I don't know if this is true, but I feel like there's like not a lot of stuff to decorate child's rooms with in The Sims, at least not in the packs that I used. Well, maybe I could like practice doing a lot of kids' rooms in different styles. Let me know if you want to see a video like that. I think that would be cool. Okay, so I'm just sort of just decorating things in the kids' room, adding things in. Okay, yeah, I saw that pot and then I just decided to put that there because I thought it was cool. Yeah, I'm just like placing things down, trying to make it seem like a child's room, like he's like doing stuff, doing arts and crafts. Anyways, here's a downstairs. There is a downstairs. It's sort of like the first floor, except it's because it's not a basement, but the stairs lead to the second floor, I guess, so it's kind of like a basement in a way. Anyway, so it's gonna have like other stuff that I couldn't put in the upstairs. So yeah, so this is the dining room right there, and then I think there was gonna be another like sitting area or like TV room. So yeah, I'm just adding in this couch and the carpet and a fireplace, as you can see here. Anyway, so I'm adding that sliding door because that's going to lead out to the front yard, and there's also a backyard, so we'll get to that right now. So yeah, I added a grill and a little bench area, and then I'm adding this little fence in the backyard. So I forgot what I added. Okay, I added a bench, some pots, and a gate. That's lovely. Anyways, I'm just adding decorations and then finishing up that row house. I believe I should be cutting soon, right after this office area that I'm building. But essentially, I sort of just cut away here, so I realized that it was taking too long to do the entire interior being filmed, and I thought that was kind of like monotonous and tedious. So I added wallpapers and lights and flooring after the fact, after I filmed. So yeah, basically I didn't film that part, so I cut to, yeah, this part. So I'm just starting on the next row house. So yeah, I just added the flooring and the wallpapers in already, which I didn't do before. So if you paid attention and you saw any parts of the other row houses, they weren't furnished. They didn't have any wallpapers or flooring or anything yet. So yeah, I kind of cut to that. I mean, I'm sorry if you wanted to see that, but I don't think you did, really. I don't think you really did. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to do it, but that's why we cut it out. So we're good. Anyways, so this is the next row house. This is also for a family I already made, I think. Actually, I don't think I made them. I may have downloaded them from the gallery, but I used them in another save. I actually think I downloaded a lot off the gallery that was just row houses for San Sequoia, and then I housed the first two families that I talked about, like this one and then the last one. I housed them in those row houses, but then I kind of wanted to make my own since I wanted to make them a little bit more to my taste. I also thought it would have been better since it would have they would have been more tailored to the specific Sims families. Anyways, this row house is sort of like a large Sims family. So it's the mom and dad, so it's the parents, and then I think there are two children. There might be more children. I forgot how many children there are, but I put them in the I put their rooms in the video. And then there's also a grandma that lives here too with them. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it's like the perfect family to play growing together with because it's like all the family members all together. I mean, I didn't really play with them because I usually play with the same few Sims, which I should probably branch out a bit more, which I will. I will branch out a bit more, especially for these videos. But yeah, I didn't really use them for gameplay. I sort of just used them to fill up San Sequoia with people that live there. I have that one mod where you can basically make it so that Sims can only go into the cities that they live in. So, for example, if you live in San Sequoia, only Sims from San Sequoia will show up around town there, which I do like that. It's very immersive and it makes gameplay a little bit better. Of course, you can also make it so that you can have different worlds show up in different worlds. So, like, you can have Sims from Willow Creek or Newcrest show up in San Sequoia if you want. I kind of do that so then it's like, oh, like all the Sims worlds are close together and some of them are far away. So, of course, they want to show up together, which I like because it makes it more immersive, as I said. Anyway, so this is the parents' room. I wasn't really sure what to do with it. I kind of just played around and put some random stuff in. I don't really know if it's really tailored to the Sims because I don't really know the Sims well since I don't think I made them. I think I got them off the gallery, so I don't really know them that well. I mean, Sims don't really have personalities to begin with. I mean, you can put their traits in, but you sort of make the personality yourself, like you make the storyline yourself. So I think it doesn't really matter that much as long as you think that's how they act or that's how they are. Anyway, so it seems that we have two daughters and then I think one son, I think. But there's definitely a toddler in the family because there's a toddler bed there. If you can't notice, I'm trying to recall exactly how I built it since I didn't build this recently. I mean, I did build it recently, but I didn't build it like yesterday. I built it like a few weeks ago, I think. I'm trying to record as much as I can before I start posting things so then I can have a good backlog of content to fall back on. So when you're hearing this, it's probably like way after I recorded it. So maybe like weeks, months after I recorded this video. Okay, so it seems that we've moved on to the next row house. So essentially for this one, I kind of had the idea of like a couple, like a young couple. I was thinking like a Silicon Valley kind of tech couple, like working in tech. So I was thinking like they have like a very modern house and they probably like renovated their little Victorian house that they just bought and made it all modern on the back. So yeah, so the front has is still very historical and stuff, but then the back has like really big windows and lots of light and lots of geometric features. But yeah, that's what I was imagining for this build. But of course, you can do whatever you want with it, and you can also make these sims if you want. I don't know if I'm gonna make these sims. I might make these sims if you're interested. So yeah, be sure to comment down below if you want me to make the sims that live in this row house and all the other row houses. Yeah, so I was making everything very like lights, lots of blues, lots of whites, some green, mostly just for like greenery and stuff. Here this office, there's like an off-white color. I don't know, I like it. It's like very modern and I feel like it's very different from the rest of the row houses since the rest of them are very a little bit more historical feeling. I added in that gaming station thing. I forgot what it's called, but I added that in because I thought that's cool. It's like, oh, that's like really high tech and stuff. And of course your Sims can use it if they want, or if you want, I guess. I also added in that new fireplace carpet thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a tile thing that you put underneath the fireplace. And I think it's like pretty new. I forgot when it came out, but it came out pretty recently, and I really like it. I really like all the new objects that they came out with in that update. Like they added the new counters and cabinets and stuff, and they were really cool. So I used them in this video if you haven't noticed. I think I used them for the kitchen in this house and also the kitchen in the last row house that we did. I like how this little living room turned out. At first it wasn't really going well, but then I started moving things around and redecorating and I thought it went pretty well. I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to talk about it in the showcase in the next video. So this is the backyard. I was trying to get everything to fit, so I'm moving stuff around, moving the plants around. I added a little bar in the backyard because I thought it would be cool to have a little bar back there to like have for events or like if you want to invite other Sims over. I thought it would be really cool to just have that little space back there. Maybe one of the Sims is like practicing mixology. I don't know. You can have any storyline you want. I also added a gym in the downstairs area because I thought this young couple would definitely have a gym because they're just like all about that like fitness and on the go and whatever. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about. I don't know, it seems like the type of thing that like a tech couple would have, in air quotes, a tech couple, because that's a thing, I guess. That sounds sort of like robots or something, like I'm implying these Sims are robots. I mean, they could be. You could make them robots if you have Discovery University. Anyway, so the entire upstairs is literally just one big bedroom and then like a bathroom attached to it, and I kind of like how it turned out. It's very blue, so it's kind of similar to the first bedroom, but I feel like it's very modern still, and it looks very cool. I used like that bed that's from base game, and I think it looks really cool, and I think it matches with the room well. For this bathroom, I wanted to add that little corner bath, but there was nowhere to put it, so yeah, I just did a normal bath. Anyways, this is the next house. This is the red and whitish yellow house. It was like that fancy looking house in the front. So this house, definitely inspired by red and yellow. Even on the interior, everything's very very red. Lots of yellows. There's lots of whites too, but it's mostly red and yellow inspired. I was sort of like trying to picture like another young couple living here, but instead more like one of them's an artist and the other one is like into astronomy or something like that. Actually, less astronomy, more science in general, because I was thinking they would be interested in like plant science too, because there's lots of plants everywhere, and it's not just because like, oh, plants are pretty and stuff, but I was thinking like, oh, they're probably like a scientist or into science, I guess. So they have like a telescope and a like a bunch of plants up top, and then there's also an easel, so there's like a little painting room at the top too. So I was thinking there could be like a couple that's like into different things, but the I don't know, I thought it would be cool. I was thinking it would be sort of like they would be like eccentric in some way. I don't know. That sounds weird, but you know. So yeah, I was thinking of just like the young couple, living in this house, painting and taking care of plants and looking at the stars. I don't know. This house is also kind of inspired by like Spanish architecture, because it's San Francisco, so it's like there's going to be some Spanish influence. So there's going to be some tile, some like stucco and stuff like that. Especially in the bottom, there's lots of yellow. I usually like a yellow, really yellow stucco wallpaper from base game. It's very similar to the Mediterranean build I did, which I know you've definitely watched. And if you haven't, go watch it. Go watch it right now. Go watch it. You should have watched it already, because I already told you to. Anyways, if you have watched it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anyways, back to the build. So this is the bathroom, and I added just like little pops of color, little reds and stuff. I just realized that I added like lots of turquoise accents and stuff in the rooms, and I think that actually goes very well with the color scheme. I think every floor kind of has its own little color scheme. So like the bottom floor is very much like red, orange, and like yellows and stuff like that, and then the middle, the second floor is like white and red, and then the top floor is lots of like turquoise and browns and oranges, I think. It's very colorful, but I think that's the kind of house that like this sort of family would have. I mean, you can also put any other Sims in here. You could try to fit other more bedrooms and stuff. Have it so that any Sims live here. Maybe have your own Sims live here if you already have Sims that you might want to move in here. With all my builds, I'm gonna have this posted on the gallery, and my gallery ID will be in the description. So be sure to check it out. I also have other builds in the gallery. I haven't made videos about them since I've only started filming videos really recently, but I have quite a few builds already there, and I think they're worth checking out. So yeah, be sure to do that. Anyways, here's more of that Spanish influence. The backyard and like the outside were kind of influenced by like the Spanish style stuff that they have in the base game for Oasis Springs. Like that one fence. I'm not looking at the fence right now, but if you saw it, then it's that fence. Oh, also, I used Strangerville for this build as well. So I used it just because there's a lot of cool Victorian style stuff for it in Strangerville, and I think it works really well with San Francisco style builds. So yeah, if you don't have Strangerville, sorry. I mean, you can still like download the build. Like it's just a few of the accents and decorations. Just be sure to check what items I use to see if you're okay with not having them in the build, maybe replacing them. Anyways, this is the last house, and it's like I'm trying to imagine like an old lady living here, but like a stuck-up old lady. I don't know what that sounds like a stuck-up rich old lady who probably like lives in this house and who has been living in this house for a long time. So I was thinking like lots of decorations, lots of historical kind of stuff. I was thinking either this lady was like stuck up or she was eccentric, but either way, an old lady lives here. Of course, your Sims could live here too. I don't. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with these builds. You can move stuff around. I keep saying that because like I'm pretty sure you know that you can move stuff around and do whatever you want. Because like I can't say anything about it. I can't be like, oh no, actually you can't move stuff around. You have to use it as is. So I don't dictate that, but I'm just giving you ideas. So yeah, just humor me. I am just showing you the thought process that comes with these builds. So yeah. Here's the kitchen. It's a very normal base game kitchen. White cabinets, white counters, all the stuff. There's that tea set, if you saw it. That tea set, that's the one I replaced the other tea set with. So yeah, if you want to pretend that your Sims are having tea, then yeah, go ahead. Okay, so I'm just adding stuff to the kitchen, adding little decorations everywhere, trying to make it feel lived in. For this part, I didn't really edit it because I didn't feel like it because this video was already really long, but I didn't really edit it. So if there's any like flashing stuff like that, I apologize. Yeah, the video's really long. This like took a really long time to record. Like that's why I had to cut like so much out of it. Like even then I had like hours of footage. I mean, I plan on doing bigger builds on this channel too, so I'm not excited to see how long that's going to take, but I'm excited to build them though. I think it'll be fun. Might split them into two-parters, so like one half might be the exterior and then one half might be the interior or something like that. Or even something like I'm doing right now where I do the speed build first and then do the showcase, since it's gonna take a long time to do the speed build and then it's also gonna take a long time to do the showcase because the build is so big and there's so much to see. Anyway, so this is the bathroom. Very normal bathroom. It's very fancy, I feel like. Oh yeah, I used the tool mod. So I finally downloaded the tool mod again. If you didn't notice, I already used the tool mod in this video. But basically, I explained in my last video that I got rid of the tool mod in Better Build By because it wasn't working. But I finally got it to work again, so that's cool. I mean, I didn't get it to work again. They just updated, but it's working again. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so in the last video I talked about how it was kind of difficult to use stuff without those mods because I got so used to using them. But they're really useful. So in this build I used like the tool mod to size things up and makes things align better. So like for example that little basket that was on top of the toilet, I had to use the tool mod to make it so that it wouldn't be floating above the toilet. Like that would be weird. I also used it to size down a carpet since the carpet it's either too small or is it too big. Sometimes the sizing works a bit weird in this game, especially for carpets. I feel like they should fine tune it a little bit more. But it's okay, it's fine. I have the tool mod for that now, and thankfully it works, so that's great. So we're nearing the end of the video, so I'd like to thank you so much for watching through this pretty long video. I mean, I don't know if it's too long. It's like 27 minutes. It's pretty long though. It's longer than my other videos, all two of them. So it should be posted right after this one, so you should be able to watch it right now if you'd like. Of course, if you want to stop here, that's completely fine, but be sure to like and comment if you want to see me do anything, any video ideas, and be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with all my content. Thank you for watching this video. I very much appreciate it, and I hope to see you stick around. Alright, goodbye!